I think you could talk about him as one of the best players in the entire league right now.
But then he turns into Michael Myers from Halloween, man. Ben Johnson is now the head coach of the Chicago Bears.
We know him and he knows us.
And for that 3-hour period, we were not friends.
You were stuffing hot dogs in your mouth.
Glizzy, gobbler, terrible. Welcome to NFL on Fox presents Rearview, brought to you by Kalshi. I'm your host, Mark Sanchez. I'm excited for our guest today. It's a premier quarterback, of course, and he's coming off a big win, the first win of the season in week 2. It is none other than the Detroit Lions quarterback, Jared Goff. Welcome to NFL on Fox presents Rearview. Today we got a special guest, Nevada's own NorCal Bay Area standout quarterback, Jared Goff for the Detroit Lions. Jared, thank you so much for taking some time and hopping in the car with us, if you will.
That's right. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me in the car with you. And I appreciate the Nevada shout out early on. I love it.
Let's go. Well, listen, you guys have a tough season opener against a divisional opponent. You come right back and you got a home opener against another divisional opponent. And this one was a little extra spicy because Ben Johnson is now the head coach of the Chicago Bears. What was the mindset going into that game? I know how I feel when I played against former teammates, former coaches. I wanted to whoop them. And for that 3-hour period, we were not friends. So how did you enter this game in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Ultimately, we just wanted to get a win. 1-1's a whole lot better than 0-2, and certainly in our own division, being 0-2 would have been tough. But yeah, we just wanted to get a win, and all the extra stuff with Ben and that whole thing. There was storyline there, but to be honest with that, we didn't really focus on that. I think we know him and he knows us, so we have a lot of respect for him. And coming to the game, we knew he'd have his guys rear and back ready to go. But yeah, man. I mean, he like you said, he's a close friend of mine. He's somebody who's done a lot for me in my career, and I love the dude. But yeah, for those 3 hours, we wanted to get after him.
Did you talk to him leading up to the game? Did you text him anything? Did you
No,
any
no,
smack? A little,
I didn't know. He's a very serious guy, and I knew he wanted to be in his
yeah.
zone, and didn't want to bother him. We'll chat. We chatted after briefly, and I'm sure we'll chat throughout the year.
Well, you'll see him again at some point. I'm sure he's going to want to return the favor. Next topic, one of my favorite players. He's an absolute bulldog, junkyard dog. I mean, he's a monster now. Amon-Ra St. Brown, of course, he's hailing from the University of Southern California, so we love him. But dude's nasty, man. He's just got a different switch. He's got his own show. He's funny. He likes to joke around.
Yeah.
But then he turns into Michael Myers from Halloween, man, and he's an
Yeah.
absolute killer, and you can't kill him. You know what I mean? He's untouchable.
He's unbelievable, man. He really is. He's as good of a player as I've played with. I think you could talk about him as one of the best players in the entire league right now with all he does, obviously catching the ball and scoring and whatnot, but blocking. There isn't a receiver that blocks better than him, and there certainly isn't a receiver that's going to catch 100+ balls that blocks better than him. So I think that those two things combined, he's a great leader. He practices hard. He works hard. He's smart. Yeah, he's tough, like you said. I mean, you can't ask for much more in a player. And for me to be able to have him as a young guy and see him grow into what he's become, it's just been so fun. And we've got such a great connection now. And it's hopefully continuing to grow and only the beginning for us. But we're doing some fun things right now and had a few connections in the end zone this past week and feel pretty good right now.
Okay, explain to me this guy's celebration. He has this ability to flip the switch. We talked about that. But I thought he was really hurt. Did you think it was hurt?
No, I knew he was messing around.
Oh,
No, his celebrations they're so planned out that like he would not pull a hamstring in a celebration. It's too calculated, it's so
okay.
much thought goes into it. So no, I knew he was messing around, and I'm sure a lot of people got scared for a second, but not I.
So is he like the guy, I don't know if you've ever seen like influencers in the wild on Instagram where you see a person like stick their phone on
Yes.
like a pillar
Yeah, no,
at the baggage
he's doing it in
claim
practice.
terminal, you
Oh
know?
yeah. You know what? I don't get how these guys find the end zone camera. Like you saw him, he found it, and he like goes and he talks to it. Like, dude, to have the presence of mind to not only score and like do your job right, and then be like, okay, where's the camera? Like that's insane to me. Like if I ever
But
get in the end zone, which is maybe once or twice a year, I'm just trying to get back to the sideline. Like, holy smokes, I just scored. Like, these guys, they score so much. Him and Gibbs and Montgomery, it's all planned out. It's all ready to go. And it's pretty fun, man.
they got an advanced dance scouting team to show them where all this stuff is. All right, let's talk a little more about this game. You guys have consistently been an excellent rushing team, and to be an excellent rushing team, it takes everybody up front. It takes a coordinator who's willing to continue to call runs, even when they're kind of dirty runs early in the game, and hopefully they progress to a little bit longer. The 2 and 3 yard runs turn into 4 to 9 yard runs later in the game. But talk about your running backs with Gibbs and
Yeah,
Montgomery. You guys have something special there, and it's a two-headed monster. And it really feels like, you know, um, to me, a complete back is a guy. Obviously, you got to tote the rock. You got to be able to run. You got to be able to catch out of the backfield. And then perhaps most overlooked and most important is pass pro,
protect.
and that is
Yep.
hard for these young guys to figure out. These guys seem to have it dialed.
Both these guys are complete backs. Both of them can do all three of those things. And, I joke about it all the time. Like they would both, if they were on their own teams, they would both have 300 touches or whatever it may be as, top touches in the league. But having them both on the same team, I think only makes them both better, not only from like pushing each other in practice and whatnot, but they're both fresh when they come in the game, dude. And that's a rare thing that you don't see very often is these high level backs coming in fresh and without like coming in the fourth quarter already having 20 touches on them. Like they both have 10 or so touches by the fourth quarter and can kind of still have that juice at the end. And I can't say enough good things about them. And like you said, in protection they're both tremendous. They really are. They're smart, they know where to go, they stick their face in there, and they do their best. And those guys are awesome.
Yeah, one of my favorite experiences as a player was when we got LaDainian Tomlinson, and Anthony Lynn challenged him in pass protection because that wasn't his strong suit. Everybody knew he could run, everybody knew he could catch, but he really worked hard his last couple of years with the Jets on pass pro. And when when we would break the huddle as a second year player, he would always tell me the check down route. As soon as we all clapped, he would
I love
say,
that.
check wide, 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 check
Yep, I love
hob,
that. I
check
love that.
burst, check burst.
Yep.
And so I was like, what a nice guy. Like, that's so cool.
Right.
I have a contingency plan. I know where the back is. And I told Anthony Lynn that he was doing that. He goes, he just wants to get the ball.
Yeah. No, that too. He for sure does. But dude, I tell my guys too sometimes. I'm like, man, hey, make sure you remind me on these couple plays. Like, just remind me when we break the huddle.
Yeah,
It's the best, dude. It helps. It helps a ton.
that's great. Your guy TeSlaa with the one-handed
Oh yeah.
catch right on the sideline, and that led to Amon-Ra's first touchdown, I believe. But talk to me about that guy, rookie from Michigan, right? He's from up there
Yeah.
and then went to Arkansas for school. Now he's
Yep.
back, fan favorite, hometown kid.
Yeah.
Tell me about this guy and his ability and what you see
Yeah.
from
He's
him
been
so
awesome.
far as a rookie.
He's been great, man. Again, tough, smart, does everything right. Obviously, great hands or great hand, shall I say? He's had two one-handed
Very
catches.
good.
But yeah, he's incredible, man. He's done a great job, and he's from Michigan. It's so funny with him. He was at our NFC Championship game just 2 years ago as a fan.
No
And
way.
so now he's on the team and he's making plays, obviously with all of us, and
Was he
so he's
wearing like
kind
a
of like
golf jersey or something?
no, I don't know what jersey. I'm sure he was wearing a jersey or some Lions gear, and I know he wore the jersey to his visit to the team pre-draft. So yeah, he's a massive
No
fan of the
way.
Lions, and yeah, to be on the team now, I'm sure is a dream come true for him. But yeah, that's two now, two one-handed catches. Got to be the best
Yeah.
first two catches in NFL history, and I think the fun part for him is that yeah, those are cool, those are great, but he can do so much more, and we'll start working him into more things in our offense and getting him the ball a little bit better. And yeah, the sky's the limit for that kid.
When you get this game is people think you just run a bunch of offensive plays, and you really don't. Every single play that you install in the offseason goes into a specific bucket or multiple buckets, and depending on where you are on the field, red zone, goal line, short yardage, backed up, those plays change. The hierarchy of the progression might change based on the situation. The tags and reminders in the huddle. I feel like early in your career, you're just kind of regurgitating what the coordinator says in the helmet, and you just spit it back out to everybody, and you're holding on for dear life, treading water. Well, later in your career, you might change up the way you say some of those plays and tags and reminders. And hey, guys, it's I know you got a stick route at 5 yards, but it's 3rd and 6. I need all 6 here, right? Let's make sure we hit this. Talk to me about those kind of tags and reminders, how you do that for guys, and what you say to guys like Jamison Williams.
Sure, yeah, no, that's a great point. I think I always joke about it. Like when you're young, dude, you're just trying to get to the line of scrimmage. Like you're just trying to get to the line of scrimmage and snap it. Like that's all you're really thinking of. And like you said, at this point in my career, I can do a lot more than that. But for example, when we have like a quarters post alert, like we hit one in the game the other day. Like I try to let JMO know, like, hey, this one's real, and this is where they play quarters in this part of the field. Like, dude, like this one's real. Be ready for it. So things like that for JMO. I think when I know a team's in like a cover two mode, hey, talking to the running back, like, hey, this one's going to be you probably over the ball here, like and little things like that. We have certain motions that have different landmarks. So you call the play just like you would call any other play, and I look at the tight end. I'm like, hey, this one's a little bit later, remember, and dude, it goes back and forth where they're telling me, hey, remember this one's earlier, hey, remember this one's later, and we're all kind of working together in the huddle. It's more of a conversation and less of just spitting a phrase out. And I think that's when you're really playing high level ball, when all 11 kind of have that same grasp of everything and can kind of talk to each other throughout the huddle.
That's so good, man. The quarterback talk, people are learning more and more nowadays with all the information out there about scheme. So when you say cover two like that, you got the deep safeties, half the field each, and you got 5 defenders underneath playing in their zones. And knowing they're going to drop, when you talk about the halfback getting out quickly and reminding him it's cover two, that's so you can throw that ball and complete it while they're still in their back pedal. So they can't square up the back, so you can steal a couple more yards to get you to 3rd and 3 instead of 3rd and 7. So I love that you mentioned that. People eat that stuff up, and there's not enough quarterbacks like you that have played long enough, been in the same system long enough to understand it and then teach viewers. So that's great stuff. Give me the post-game energy in that locker room, home opener, beat your old coach, feeling good. What did Dan Campbell say? I know he's got some incredible speeches, and he seems to bring it every time. Some people can give a couple good speeches. This guy's got a million up his sleeve. What was he telling you guys?
Yeah, he's great, man. He really is. He brings it for us every time. But yeah, just getting that win in the fashion that we did, a full team win, certainly after the week before, where we kind of it felt like we didn't, certainly offensively, we didn't do much right at all. So being able to come back this week and do a lot right and feel pretty good about it. And the defense got the turnovers. We scored off some of the turnovers, not all of them, but we scored off some of them. We played complementary football. We were efficient, certainly on offense, and to be able to come into the locker room and kind of enjoy that and soak that in and be like, all right, guys, like, we're 1-1 now. Here we go. That's more like us. That felt right. We should be proud of that win and be ready now for Baltimore.
We're going to give you 3 game balls. You're allowed to give out 3 game balls. Well, did Coach give out any game balls?
He did. He gave one to Saint and he gave one to Brian Branch. BB. So I'll do 2 different ones.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Jameson. He's gonna get the first one. I don't know how many yards he had, but at one point he had 100 and something yards with 2 catches, and he like he averages 50 a catch. Is pretty funny at that point in the game. On defense, let me think. It's hard for me to tell on the sideline sometimes, but I think Anzalone was flying around. I saw him kind of going sideline to sideline quite a bit, hitting the quarterback a couple times, doing some good things. I mean, that's always an easy one. He's in the center of the defense, so I'll give it to Anzo. And then yes, Johnny Moe, he deserves one. 50 points, second game as our coordinator, and did a hell of a job for us.
I want to know about a guy who I have experience with, a guy, John Morton, Johnny Moe. He was our wide receivers coach, pass game coordinator
Yeah,
back in 2009 with the USC football Trojans. He's an intense guy. Everybody talks about Ben Johnson being intense. Johnny Moe will light you up and rip your face off. So talk to me about this guy. How was his install meeting? How's his energy? How's his vibe around the
yeah.
guys? How does he get along with your team?
Yeah, he brings great energy every day. He really does, and he's grinding, man. He works hard. He's intense, like you said. He expects a lot. He's demanding. He's the whole thing, everything you want. And I think being able to kind of block out the noise that was last week and come back this week with a better plan and lead us in the right direction this week was huge. He's been awesome, man. He really has. I was able to be with him. He was in a different role with us in 2022, but being able to create that relationship with him then, and then him come back now and see him grow into this role even more. It's been a lot of fun. Him and I work hand in hand, and I do my best for him every day.
He's got like a tattoo on his
Yeah,
ankle,
it's on
and it
his
looks
calf.
like a
It's horrible.
19.
It's horrible.
Yes, it's the worst.
It's horrible.
Doesn't it say
It
like
looks like
blood,
a
sweat, and tears with like barbed
yeah.
wire or
It says
something? Like
like
it's
I
something
don't
like
know what
that.
I'm butchering it, but it's like yeah, faith, football, and something else, and you can't read it. There's no way you can't read it. The only way you know what it says because he tells you what it says. But yeah, it's pretty funny, and guys rip him on it all the time. Like, dude, what is that? It looks like a Harley Davidson logo that's like blurred.
That's like melting.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's a bad tattoo, but yeah, he owns that thing, man. He loves it.
That's great. How about another guy that I know and love that you have a great relationship with, but he's such a calming presence, has so much experience in this league, Mark Brunell. I mean, he was an absolute godsend for me. He turned 40 years old my second year in the NFL and came to our team to be in our quarterback room and really stabilize us. Him and Kevin O'Connell were with us, and we'd gone hunting together. He'd have us over for pizza night every Thursday. I mean, his family was involved. He was one of my favorite humans and teammates of all time. Talk to me about his calming presence and how important that is during a game when things get heated, things get stressful, and Brunel can either crack a joke or just keep you focused.
Right. He's awesome, man. He's the best. I've had him now. This is my fifth year with him, and by far the longest tenure I've been with a quarterback coach. And you're exactly on it. The calming presence he brings. He's the same guy every day. I don't have to guess who he's going to be every day. Um, on game day, he's as chill as it comes. He'll tell me, but he won't lie to me. He'll tell me honest stuff. He'll be true. But he keeps it even keeled. He knows me so well now. I think that he knows when to kind of like jump me if he needs to in practice or whatever it may be. But also he also knows when I need to be loved up a little bit. And he's been tremendous for me, and can't say enough good things about him and how we've worked together for 5 years. It's been awesome.
Do we have any body language finds? Does he do that for you, or was that just because I
Oh
was a
yeah.
young player?
Oh yeah.
Okay, explain to viewers like palms up to the coordinator. You see a quarterback sometimes go like this to the sidelines. Bro, that is so rude. And people don't understand because you're big time in your coach. You'd rather just give him one of these, like, hey, give me the call again. But I did that. And I got so many fines my rookie year. And then the fine pot goes to the quarterback dinner at the end of the year. I hope you guys still do that.
Sure, of course. Yeah. No, I really try to keep my body language neutral throughout the game. Now I'll say things on the sideline that I'm feeling to him or to any other coach, but I really try my best not to let it show body language wise. But Bruce body language is pretty good. He gets antsy, he gets excited, I think, on the sidelines, and he's kind of like gets excited when a big play is coming. But and then in practice when he's standing behind the offense and I can see him like, oh, like getting, oh, come on, hit it. And it's fun. But no, I try to keep my body language pretty even keeled. I think it's pretty disrespectful when guys do it, and I try not to do it.
With Happy Gilmore being one of your all time favorite movies, what do you think of Adam Sandler's 40% odds on Kalshi to earn the Oscar for a new movie? It's going to be Best Supporting Actor for him in a new movie with George Clooney. What do you like those odds? You like 40% or where are we at? Well, first, have you seen Happy Gilmore 2 yet?
I have.
Like it, love it, hate it, compared to the first one.
It was for what it was. It was great. It was a perfect Netflix movie. Cameos, a million cameos. It was funny. I thought it was. I thought it was pretty funny. It was outrageous though. There was a lot of moments in the movie that were just like, "What is going on?" But I did think it was funny.
Did you see Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems?
I did. I thought he was great.
I thought he was incredible. And I never
I
knew
thought he
he
was
could
really
do
good.
that. That was
Yeah.
impressive. So I think this might be more in that vein with him and George Clooney. I think they got a strong shot. But we'll wait for you to get your prediction until a little bit later. But I'll send your prediction into Kalshi.
Okay. Perfect.
What about all this Hollywood attention, all these celebrities, these superstars, whether it's Lions legends like Barry Sanders, you got Eminem, Keegan-Michael Key, Jimmy Fallon, all showing up for the game and showing out, showing their Lions support. I feel like those people have been hibernating till you and Dan Campbell got there, and now they're excited to bust out the jersey and you get guys like Calvin Johnson coming back and all that. How does that feel on the sideline pregame? Do they come to practice? Have they spoken to the team? Any cool interactions that you've had?
Yeah, I've gotten a chance to meet all those guys, and they're all massive fans. Obviously, Barry and Calvin are legends for the team, and I always tell those guys, man, having them around practice is so cool. Like to be able to especially for our young guys to see like, oh, that's like a Hall of Fame players, and they were in my shoes. They were practicing right here. They were doing all this stuff, and it's a cool thing to aspire to. And they're both great guys, and they're both tremendous ambassadors for us and our team. But and then yeah, Eminem's always great to see. He's amazing. I mean, getting him on the big screen, place
Has
goes
he
crazy
spoken to
every
the
time.
team?
He's never spoken to the team, but I've met him a couple times. He's been awesome. He's been really cool, and he's a massive fan of us, and obviously from here, and has always been a big fan, but he's excited for the success we've had. And then Keegan was on the field, got to say hi to him pregame. And Jimmy, I think I've met him, but he's not Detroit. He was just in Detroit for the day shooting something.
Oh,
And
okay.
but yeah, cool, always cool to see all those people there, and a lot of fun.
When are you going on Jimmy Fallon's show, man? When are you going to be on the show?
I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't know. He's in New York, so my off season it's hard to get out there.
Looking forward to a Monday night game against Baltimore. That's a tough squad. They had a rough one week one. I mean, they went back and forth with Josh Allen, blew a 15-point lead towards the end of the game. When you face a team like that, you know they bring it on both sides of the ball and special teams. They really are a complete team, a complete franchise, the same way we look at
Yep.
Detroit now. You know, you guys are the top 5, top 10 kind of franchises in the NFL that are perennial powerhouses. Anything different to your prep, anything that you really have your eye on, specific players like Kyle Hamilton, you know, Humphreys, guys that really know how to play this position, and that the evolution of this safety position. That, you know, you got safeties with nickel backgrounds and corner backgrounds, and now they're all over the field. They're playing 3 different positions in their dime and nickel packages, bringing more guys on the field. But what sticks out to you when you think of Baltimore?
Yeah, like you said, they've always just been a great team and a stingy defense. And those two guys you mentioned in particular are as good as it gets in our league. And Hamilton's a guy who can play in the box. Obviously, he can play man coverage. He can play in the post. He can do a little bit of everything. I think what sticks out to me is that they got after us a few years ago, and we got another chance to go play another great team on Monday night and in their place. It's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be the whole thing, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm fired up for you. Okay, this is a portion of the show where you get to ask me whatever you want, and I'm going to give you mostly truthful answers.
You have 2 6 months old, you said, right? Twins?
Yes, 2 6-month-old girls.
Okay, my girl is 3 months. If you were 3 months ago, what would you tell yourself?
Best dad advice: double down on the night nurse helping out, especially when there's 2.
Yeah,
Because we
yeah,
ran
I'm
into
sure.
that issue where we had to separate them sometimes. And so there's been, at that point, a couple weekends, you know, one twin will wake up in the middle of the night just because the issue is they don't get through sleep cycles. So, like for adults, you sleep, you wake up, and you kind of roll over and go back to sleep. Well, babies can't quite get there yet. So they just wake up and one of them screams, wakes up the other one. Now we got 2 of them
It's
shouting
just
at each
on.
other. So we had to put them in different rooms, and we're remodeling our house right now, so we're staying at a different place, and we didn't have anywhere else to put her that was dark enough. So it goes in our closet, blocks off my half of the closet. So there was a good like 6 weekends in a row where I literally wore the same clothes every single day, and all of them have just milk spit up and just like disgusting. I mean, it
I love
was
it.
3 months is like grind time, dude, because you're trying to get them on a sleep cycle. But double down
Right.
on the night nurse if you don't have one, and enjoy those road trips. Now that the season started for me, I'm getting good sleep in the hotel on the road when I
There you
call
go.
games, so I'm enjoying that.
There you go. I love it.
Oh, do you eat at halftime? I never asked you.
No, I don't eat a thing.
Really?
No. No, I know you were stuffing hot dogs in your mouth. Yeah.
Glizzy, gobbler. Terrible.
Yeah,
Okay, but pregame, do you eat a ton pregame? Because I always struggle to eat pregame.
I do. I try to like pasta, chicken, just like get carbs in me and protein and but then I don't eat until, after the game. It is hard.
No
I don't I
bar,
don't
no
I really don't.
nothing at halftime.
Nothing. Nothing. Just water.
Okay, you're asking me questions. Sorry.
Who was the best defensive player or team that you ever played against?
Well, other than in practice, my rookie year playing against Darrell Revis and completing like 0 balls in one-on-ones your rookie year first practice, you're just kind of like, okay, this is not very fun. Probably Baltimore, and that was, that was Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Haloti Nada, Terrell Suggs, and we went into a game. Nick Mangold got hurt, and quarterback center communication is paramount. And at that point, we had kind of gotten into a groove where I knew on certain quick game stuff, they were either taking it all the way out to the slot or they weren't, depending on certain looks, certain teams, whatever. But we get the ball backed up on like the 7-yard line after a weird kick return or something, first drive of the game at Baltimore. I drop back. We have a backup center in. They don't slide out to the slot. The next thing I know,
Oh,
ball's out. Ed Reed readjusts my neck, and there
yeah.
goes Ray Lewis and Suggs and Nada and all these guys dancing in the end zone. And I'm like, what just
Oh.
happened, dude? We barely started
First
the
play of the
game,
game?
you know? Yes.
Oh,
It was
jeez.
horrible. And then my
Well,
first preseason road game, Rex Ryan had just come from Baltimore. So he said when we go there, they got this pretty intense warm up and introduction for their players. You know, Ray Lewis gets the grass, he does the grass thing, he does his dance, they got the fire and all that. And Rex was like, whatever you do, don't watch. And I was like, what? Don't watch? Bro, I turned around and I peeked and I was like, what? I thought we were playing the Monstars in Space Jam. I'm like, who are these
oh my
mutants?
gosh.
This is ridiculous.
Ugh,
How are we going to block these guys? How am I going to throw a pass against it? It was wild, dude. I know exactly why you said don't look, and I couldn't help myself.
that's hilarious. Oh, that's awesome. Good.
Dude, you're the man. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Good luck with that baby girl. Happy for you,
No
man. And
problem.
good luck on the road in Baltimore.
Thank you for having me. No problem, man. That was great.
Eagles versus the Chiefs. Super Bowl rematch, 3-game slide for Patrick Mahomes, the first of his career as an NFL quarterback. It was a grinder of a game. And of course, we're talking about the tush push again. I thought the broadcast did an excellent job of highlighting some of the issues in officiating the play because it's nearly impossible to officiate. You got guards on both sides, jumping the snap, submarining, and there's literally no way to stop the play. So I'm curious the lifespan of this play. I know it got voted on this offseason by the rules committee and all that and the coaches. It passed, of course. I did appreciate Sirianni's message to the other coaches, Coach Gannon in Arizona and Shane Steichen in Indianapolis. He's like, if I don't get those 2 votes, I'll be pretty disappointed because those 2 guys got head coaching jobs because of this play. So he had a stacked deck when it came to the voting for the tush push, but I'm curious, after a detailed explanation with its flaws by Tom Brady and Kevin Burkhardt, if they're going to keep this play in the games. Talking about the quarterbacks from this game, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, it was one of those ugly wins where you just had to find a way to steal some points, play the field position game. A lot of it was conservative, and one mistake could change the course of a game. You saw both quarterbacks use their legs quite a bit, particularly Patrick Mahomes. I know he was running like crazy, and that's the thing. When you play a quarterback like Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, you saw Jalen Hurts do it in week 1 against the Cowboys. But if you dare play man-to-man against a player like that, and you have 5 defensive backs on 5 receiving targets, and in man-to-man, you got to understand, those guys are watching their own player. It's like being at the airport. You keep your eye on your luggage. If you dare play man-to-man against a player like that, and you don't have somebody for the quarterback, that guy will gut your defense, and he'll steal some first downs with his legs. We saw it happen with both teams, Philly and KC. It's dangerous for these coordinators to dial up any kind of these cover 2 mans or any kind of man without a spy for the quarterback. You're really taking a gamble. In a game like that versus 2 excellent teams, one mistake can change the outcome of the game. And I thought late in that ball game, the throw from Mahomes to Kalshi on the goal line, I thought Tom Brady did an excellent job of breaking it down. And for the viewers to take a deeper dive, you got to understand red zone in general, you're running out of real estate. The passing lanes get tighter. The defensive backs can be a little more strict and less worried about getting beat over the top because there's nowhere to run. So when you run out of space like that, it's important when you get down to that 10-yard end zone, the front end line throws, they got to be down and dirty. Belt loop or numbers, really the bottom of your numbers on your jersey, and lower to the ground, anywhere to the tops of your cleats, your shoelaces. That's the strike zone for the ball on the front end line, the goal line. Think of it like a tag at home plate, down and dirty, low ball. Back end line throws, conversely, those ones got to be face mask and higher. And the reason for that, front end line throws got to be low so they don't get tipped up the way they did with Kalshi. It was great ball placement, bottom line, and it happened to take a bad bounce. But normally when you throw the ball down like that with that kind of trajectory, it'll go straight to the ground, doesn't go to the defender. This one happened to pop up. And Kelsey's a little late to get his head around, Mahomes a little early on the throw, and we saw what happened with the interception. Really changed the game. Big shout out to Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff for joining us this week. Fired up for our guest next week. Who do you want us to get on here? Make sure to stay tuned for new episodes every Tuesday on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And be on the lookout for top moments on the Fox Sports app and all your favorite social media platforms. We'll have more of the biggest names in the NFL joining us throughout the season, so whoever your favorite team is, you're not going to want to miss it. Well, that's a wrap for week 2 for NFL on Fox presents Rearview. Catch you next week.